Hello, and glad to have you here. Today, we're going to talk about how you choose who it is that you want to help or serve. And that's one of the first things that I think you need to figure out because I've learned, and maybe you have as well by now, that talking to everybody and anybody thinking that they want what it is that you have, everybody has to have it, everybody really needs it. And I found out that they truly did not. And I didn't find that out until I found where I was supposed to be. Um, so as you're hopping in, let me know where you're coming in from and think about that. Who is it that you truly want to help or serve in building your business online? Who is it that you want to help? Who is it that's um, making it for you one of those things that you have to do? I want to do this because I want to help this particular group of people, this particular set of people who have this particular set of issues or this one issue or whatever. So as you're coming in doing that, let me introduce myself because I have been forgetting over the last couple of days because when I come on, I've been just kind of crazed and stuff going on and couldn't get my computer work and what have you. So I'm on the QT today. So my name, for those of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, is Cherie Woodard. And I help business builders and entrepreneurs to use social media to get prospects, leads, and sales in their business. And I use a variety of ways. I use attraction marketing, lead generation, video marketing, as well as using updated, modern, trending strategies and tips. So that is basically what I do. In doing all of that, there are so many other things that surround that I find out and that I found out from my mentors and what they've seen in me and what things that I never thought that I had issues with, things that I thought I never thought that I could be thinking consciously one thing and my subconscious is trying to protect me and keep me in a certain space. And I don't want to be stuck in that space. So I'm working on getting myself out of that by doing affirmations and talking to my subconscious and, trying to change that. And I'm sorry, I know that it was a squirrel moment. Went off on that, but you know, I knew basically consciously who it was that I wanted to help right off. And I knew that because of what I had gone through and what I felt. Let me get some water. And what I felt was important to me because I didn't have help initially. So when you're thinking about who it is that you want to help, who it is that you want to um, serve, it's important to know who that is, that you've given that a lot of thought, and then how can you serve them? How can you help them with the problems that they have? How can you provide solutions to those problems? How can you help point them in the right direction? So, all of this, though, hinges on who is it that you want to help and serve. So, for a lot of people, it's easy. Like I might have mentioned before, it is, it has to do with whatever it is inside of you that you see and what you think. And I'll just tell you from my example, from what happened with me. was a registered nurse for, this is my 40th year, and I didn't think that I would ever not be nursing. And I know some of you have heard the story before that have watched and listened to my story and my journey. And this is, of course, only one part of it. But I never thought that I wouldn't be a nurse. I never thought that I wouldn't be out there in the hospital working. And, I mean, I actually had to uh, get to a point where I I've been renewing my RN license every year, every 2 years, and I've also been, renewing my CPR and all those things that go with it, advanced cardiac life support, those types of things, and it's like, "But Cherie, you're disabled. You cannot go work in the ICU. You cannot work in a critical care area in the state that you're in." So when I could not do that anymore, then I had to think of something else. And so I was already in a side gig, doing business building offline, offline, yeah. And then the big online came with big onslaught of, what we've been dealing with over the past few years. And so I had to think of what it was that I wanted to do. And I know I had such a struggle building old school that it caused me a lot of um bad feelings inside. It caused me to feel frustrated and upset, even to the point of being sick to my stomach when I had to keep leaving my boys at home. Because I've been in this a little over 20 years, but I never really stuck with it in one thing. If it wasn't working, then I would just, I was always in nursing, so I would just work extra. And I'd work overtime, to make sure, excuse me, to make sure that my boys had what they needed. I always wanted to be the best mom that I could be. And that was not always giving them everything they wanted, but finding out what they wanted so that when they did not behave or didn't do, their stuff that they were supposed to do, homework, chores, whatever, then I could take that thing away and then they would do what they were supposed to do. So, there was a little method to my madness, but I still wanted them to have things that I didn't have. So, same thing when it comes to um, who it was that I wanted to help. Because when I first started, and I was doing business building, it was just I just felt like I didn't know anything, so I was trying to follow, the leader and or the leader of my team, and I just wasn't getting anywhere. And I'd ask questions, and I wasn't really getting, answers that could help me. It was like, just keep trying, just keep trying. You just need to talk to more people, make another list, do this and that, or whatever. And so when I found a way, a different way, a better way for me, something that I was proud to be doing, which is like why I'm here online, then I thought I got to help people like me who are out there and they have no idea, they're just trying to do the best that they can, chasing people in the malls. When I don't even know, I haven't been to a mall in so long, so I don't know. I guess there's still some malls out there. But that and grocery store and chasing people in Walmart, bugging my family and friends, and it just wasn't something that I felt comfortable doing. Some people may like it that way, but I feel it's an intrusion on those people that I, push myself on. I I felt that it was pushing and pitching and doing things that I didn't want anyone doing to me, so why was I doing it to other people? So I decided, once I found this educational mentorship company, I invested in myself to learn how to really help those people that I wanted to help and to help them to not have to go through the stuff that I went through. And if they were already going through it, maybe I could help them out of it to find a better way, a better, different way, more up to date, more modern, and trending. And there's so many things going on now because then with uh, businesses closing and I can remember um and this was like it was yesterday. It was like didn't happen yesterday, but it was like it was yesterday. But I remember reading a post and the lady said, my business closed and I didn't know anything about it until I saw it. I couldn't get in. She kept saying she couldn't get in. And I felt so sad for her, and I felt how that must feel, and how would I feel with that? That I would feel like, so now what? What do I do? I probably would have cried, and I just felt for her, and then we at the time had a couple of people that were jumping to, get her in their business, which I also didn't think was fair. I didn't think that was right. I thought she deserved some time to think and, decide what else she was going to do because she had been in this company, I think, for a period of time, a long period of time. And so it was a hard thing to listen to it reading. It was a hard thing to think about as I was reading it. And I just kind of told her something like maybe try to take your time and you're in a place now where we're learning, better ways to do things. And so, this maybe this will truly help you. I can't remember exactly, but I know it really struck me. And I felt so glad that I had found the place that I felt like I was supposed to be, a place that could teach me from the ground up with training wheels on, with a roadmap to help me and to teach me what it was that I wanted to be because and not what it was that I wanted to be, who it was that I wanted to help and how to talk to them, not treating them like telling you do this and you do that, and if you don't do this and that, then such and such and such. And I just learned a different way, and I learned to share my journey, which it was a little embarrassing, but I learned that it's okay to share the bad things, the good things. It's okay to help people by showing them your example, what you went through. And somehow that lets them know that they're not alone and that um, it's something that will maybe help them. It may not, but you can give it a try. And so I look for people like that to try to see if I can help and lend a helping hand on what it is that I went through so that I can say, yeah, I went through that. I've been doing this for 20 years off and on. And then it ended up being to where it was my full time because I became disabled, yada, yada. And so I just wanted to really help those people that were like me. And I know there are people out there that still have difficulty trying to put a cap on who it is that they want to help, who a title or whatever, um, of who it is that they want to help, who it is that they want to take the pressure off and point them to a solution. And so basically, that's all we're going to talk about today because I see time is passing and I don't want to take up all of your time, but I just wanted you to be able to have this in your head as you're thinking, who is it that you truly want to help? And if you've already figured that out, then that's great. And then figuring out how you're going to help them, maybe looking at, like I said, other things that you can do from what you went through, if that's, you know, the type of person that you're choosing, someone who's gone through what you've gone through, and you know, and just go from there. So basically, if you have any questions, any comments, your opinion, and you want to drop it in the box, you can. And I will come back, and because a lot of times people can't do it right now, they have to do it later, you know, whether they're watching me live or with me, you know, on the replay. Just drop in whatever it is that you have. And you know, we can continue this if this is something that's really helpful to you. And if not, you know, we'll move on to another topic, another content topic to help you in whatever way that I can. So I'm going to go on and get off of here. So wherever you are in the world, no matter what time it is for you, have a good and blessed rest of your day. Tomorrow for me is Thanksgiving here in the US. So I'm going to spend time with my family, which I'm so glad to be able to do. I have sisters and brothers and my kids and so on. And so that's it. So take care. And if you are in the US, have a happy Thanksgiving. And just, you know, all we can do is the best that we can do. Bye now.